What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Elian Gonzalez here. It's about 8:30 a.m. and I'm heading to the gym. I got my Monster Energy, and no, this is not something I typically consume before a workout, but trying it today. Anyways, today I'm actually training with a friend of mine. His name is Johnny Sierra. You may or may not have heard of him, but if you haven't, now you have. And he's a pro bodybuilder and a competitive power lifter, and we are training squat and bench press today. So I'll bring you guys along.
All right, guys.
Peace.
So, as I mentioned, you are watching my squat and bench day. Now, for me, this day is where I do my bench press AMAP set. All right. For Johnny, however, he does not do any AMAP sets on this particular workout, but it still is his squat and bench day. So we are in a very similar DUP training program with just a few things that are different. Maybe the percentages we use on some days, the sets and the reps, I think, differ. And then where we put our AMAP workouts also differs. So for him, for him on Wednesdays, he's doing 5 sets of 6 reps apiece at, I believe, 75%. So that's what you just saw by Johnny. All right. For me, I'm actually doing 6 sets at 80% for sets of 5. So I'm not sure if I mentioned his reps, but he's doing sets of 6 in case I missed that. All right, but he's doing 5 sets instead of 6, and I'm doing 6 sets with sets of 5 at 80% again, and he's doing 75%. So one thing that changed for today is that, and you probably didn't even notice this, is that I'm not squatting facing the mirror. All right, this is something that Johnny does, and he's found beneficial, especially its carryover into an actual meet, since you won't have the ability to watch yourself when you are in a meet. So definitely feels much different not looking at yourself when you're squatting. And I think it's something that I kind of have to start getting used to, especially since I am setting up to do my first meet. Although it's not till a few months from now, I still think that it would be beneficial to start getting used to squatting and hitting depth without actually watching myself. And again, it may not seem different, but when you actually go from watching yourself to not watching yourself, it feels a lot different. Now, I'm not really sure if it was that was kind of throwing me off, or if I was just kind of having a weak day. But this 255 for 6 sets of 5 didn't come up as easily as it did last week. All right. I believe I was hitting a little better depth on today's training session in comparison to last week's training session, but I couldn't be 100% sure. I have to go back and look at the footage. But I did feel a little weak today. I may be coming up to a point where I just have to deload. And then we moved on to bench press. On the bench press, I don't quite know his percentage, but I believe he was doing 5 sets of 6 reps apiece. All right, so if you notice here on his reps, he's actually giving not a pause at the bottom, but he's not using any type of momentum, right? And doing this is going to really keep you honest on how much weight you're able to push, especially in a meet where you literally have to pause the weight at the bottom. And I think that is important for strengthening that part of in the strength curve. On this set, you will see that he actually even goes a little further with the pause. And again, this is going to be a much better carryover to your actual max bench in terms of a pause bench, which is what they require at the weightlifting meet, or I'm sorry, the powerlifting meet. And it's something that I'm going to have to start incorporating as well. And I was actually for my sets leading up to my AMAP set. And so you'll see my set here in a second. This is my AMAP set where I do as many as possible. And last week I was on working with 205 and I was able to hit 10. And this week I was with 210, but in my opinion I didn't rest long enough, so I failed at 7, which was pretty frustrating for me, but nonetheless it was still a good workout and I look forward to next week. Anyways, guys, if you liked what you saw, make sure to subscribe to Johnny's channel.